All right. So we have Joe Gates from Huber Suhner, who is the field applications engineer for key accounts, and Bob Plate, who is our North American key account manager, one of the three. And we wanted to do a little series here that reviews some of Huber Suhner's core competencies because it is such a broad portfolio of products in the interconnect world that we thought maybe breaking it down into more manageable, bite-sized interviews with engineers would be a much better way of reviewing the whole entire product line. This is kind of piggybacking off of what Bob is doing with one of his key accounts right now. So we're just going to be reusing some of his presentations already in circulation and putting them on YouTube for everyone to see. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and pass this off to Joe Gates, and he can introduce himself. And we'll go ahead and start with the RF cables for Huber Suhner for 6 gigahertz applications and under.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Paul. So as Paul said, I'm Joe Gates. I'm the field application engineer for aerospace and defense key accounts here in North America. So let's get started. Today we're going to focus on our low loss RF cables and cable assemblies for applications up to 6 gigahertz. This is pretty much just a really small subset of our product offering. We definitely extend far beyond what we'll cover today, but just wanted to give a little bit of an overview on this product family in particular. Our cables are used in a really wide variety of applications in the aerospace defense market. Airborne, missile, radar, naval and ship-based, vehicle-based, shelters, man-pack equipment, and then also space flight. Our products are qualified to MIL, NASA, ESA standards, and have long-standing heritage, several decades, with many different customers here in North America and globally as well. So Huber Suhner, we view ourselves not just as an interconnect company, but more of kind of a technology company. A lot of people, when they hear Huber Suhner, they think of us as selling cables and connectors, when we really do much more than that. All of our designs are things that we do here in-house, from the design to the manufacture, and then finally the assembly as well. So we build upon our core technologies in materials, plating, machining of piece parts, and then we have also developed niche technologies for our cables to kind of make us stand out from the competition. A couple of those are foam extrusion dielectrics, precision tape wrap dielectrics, rotary swage center conductors, and then also the bend to the end solderless connector attachment, which we use on our mini bend family. And by kind of marrying all of our different technologies and abilities that we have, we can offer what we call next generation connectivity solutions, really going above and beyond what people think of for cable and connector interconnect technology.
And just to touch on that, not just from a technology standpoint, from a production standpoint, you guys do have global production. And if we need low cost, we do have Mexican, Poland, Chinese manufacturing facilities. Or if one of our customers needs like a foreign military contract to be built, out of the United States, we have that that ability to do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely a global company doing sales and business around the world, but then also, like you said, our manufacturing. And then our Huber Suhner Asher Lab facility in Warren, New Jersey is our global center of excellence for the aerospace and defense market. So within the niche cable technologies that Huber Suhner has developed, today we're going to focus really just on the foam extrusion dielectrics and also our rotary swage center conductors, which today we're going to focus on our Spuma line of cables, but we do also extend these technologies into other cable families as well. they are definitely very versatile technologies that Huber Suhner has developed. All right, so for foam extrusion, we've developed a process for very fine extrusion of nitrogen and air into cable dielectrics. With traditional PTFE, they are very good dielectrics. They're pretty standard within the industry, very low loss, good for flexible cables, but they don't perform particularly well over temperature. Around standard room temperatures, there's a material shift, and that creates what's called the Teflon knee. You can see in the chart there, the purple line, the phase versus temperature is very unstable around normal room temperatures. This can be solved by an SiO2 dielectric, which some companies use in semi-rigid cables. It does solve that problem, but because it can only be used in the semi-rigid cables, they tend to be expensive. They need to be pre-bent before installation, and they can be kind of cumbersome to handle. So what Huber and Suhner did is we developed our foamed polyethylene. We also call it SPE dielectric. So what that does is it keeps all of the benefits of PTFE and being able to be used in a flexible cable, but it is also halogen free and does solve that Teflon knee effect. In the lower right corner there, you can see a chart of the phase stability over temperature for our Spuma 240 RSFR cable.
And no issues with flexibility at all with this compared to the silicon dioxide version, correct?
Yep, absolutely. The foam PE, it has the same flexibility as a PTFE dielectric, so we do use it for flexible cables, which is a really big benefit over the silicon dioxide.
Next, we're going to get into some rotary swaging for center conductors.
Yep. So another really cool technology that Huber and Suhner developed is our rotary swage center conductors. So usually for cable center conductors, there have always been two types, either a solid or a stranded wire. Solid wire performs very well electrically, insertion loss, power, VSWR, but it does have some problems with flexibility. The life is a little bit shorter because it's a stiffer single piece, and then it is also less phase stable versus flexure. With a stranded center conductor, you do get the benefits of the longer flex life, more flexible, and it is more phase stable because of the kind of rougher shape of the center conductor. You kind of lose some performance on the electrical side. So Huber and Suhner asked the question, can one solution fulfill all requirements? We found yes. So what we did is we created what we call a rotary swage center conductor. So what we do is we take a traditional stranded center conductor, and we kind of crush it down, radially compact it into a smooth circular cross section. This gives it the electrical performance benefits of the solid center conductor while also having the flexibility of the stranded design. On the right there, you can see a chart showing the return loss of a standard stranded center conductor along with our rotary swage, which has provided a very significant improvement in the return loss.
I know some of our cables actually, with this technology, can have up to 100,000 flex life cycle. Is that the same for our 6 gigahertz?
Yes, the stranded center, the rotary swage definitely provides a very long life. The flex life of the cable does depend exactly on the parameters of the flexure cycles, but the rotary swage center conductor does have the same long lifespan, up to 100,000 flex cycles of the stranded. Here we just want to kind of compare in the middle of the rotary swage conductor, with on the left the solid and on the right the stranded. You can see that the rotary swage really provides the benefits of both with absolutely no trade-off.
I'll also add that the rotary swage semiconductor technology is not just for the RF cable assemblies, but applicable for the microwave cable assemblies. Yep. As we roll out new cable designs in our RF and microwave, we will be using or utilizing this new rotary swage technology going forward for all of our new cable assemblies.
Mm-hmm. We currently have this at 18 for microwave assemblies, 18, 26, 50, and now 70 gigahertz.
Yep. Yeah, we are always expanding that portfolio of rotary swage center conductors. We had, very good feedback from the market on it. Our customers absolutely love the technology. So our goal is to implement it anywhere we can. So by taking the foam extrusion dielectric and a rotary swage center conductor, we've created our Spuma RSFR, or rotary swage flame retardant cable family. These are highly flexible flame retardant low smoke free of halogen cables. They have the best insertion and return loss of similar cables on the market. They're a very good replacement for Times LMR cables, and we do offer a variety of cable diameters and also connector interfaces for really any need.
Low smoke, zero halogen is definitely a need in naval applications. That's definitely a growing need, but I think that was originally designed for rail applications. Is that right, Joe?
Yes. Yep. The low smoke free halogen and also our Radox cable families are very widely adopted in railway technologies. Once again, the Spuma family is the best in class electrical performance, insertion, and return loss. Compared with the competition, we are over 10% better compared to similar cables on the market. And then with the extruded foamed dielectric, we do also offer the benefit of the increased phase stability versus temperature as well. Shifting gears a little bit, also in our low loss RF cable family portfolio is our Enviroflex cables, which are replacements for standard RG types. Once again, these are low smoke and free of halogen, UL recognize, and these do include our Radox jacket, which is a very reliable, extreme environment withstanding jacket. One of the really nice benefits of this cable family is the costs. They use the same connectors as standard RG types, so they are very cost effective and have become honestly a preferred cable for a lot of customers over the standard RG types. In addition to the Spuma and the Enviroflex that we consider to be kind of our flagship products in the low loss cables up to the 6 gigahertz range, we do also offer a full portfolio of RG cables and additional RG replacement types as well. And then for these and our other cables also, we do have a very wide portfolio of both mill designed, mill qualified, and then also customized interfaces as well. This is just a really small overview of our portfolio, but for pretty much any connector requirement, we do have options available. So of course, let us know if there's any connector that you don't see listed in our catalog.
Yeah, and here's some resources that are very easy to find on our Huber Suhner's website for the RF catalog and assembly configurator and assembly calculator. Just plug in your parameters and it'll give you an output of your electrical and mechanical specs for that particular cable that you're looking for, and you can actually do side-by-side comparisons up to 3 cables. That's our 6 gigahertz portfolio. It was short and sweet, and but I did have a quick question. Maybe Bob, you can kind of chime in on this one. How are we? Are you guys selling mostly assemblies of these with already terminated configurations, or are you doing mostly bulk cable sales for this?
Therein lies a huge advantage of Huber and Suhner. We do supply both bulk cable if required, and the RG ones and the Enviroflex ones are standard size. And then the Spuma ones do follow a standard size. And then obviously we make the connectors ourselves. And so we're really good at making cable assemblies. So we will offer both, but we do prefer doing the cable assemblies for any requirements that are out there.
And Joe, maybe you can help me out with this one. How easy are these to terminate if we were just going to do bulk cable and sell the connectors separately? Like, say they needed to route it through a pretty tight corridor or something along. They don't exactly know how long they're going to their run's going to be, and they need to do something maybe like a field terminated. Is this a pretty simple solution?
Yeah, they are pretty straightforward. We do have options for crimped clamp solder connectors depending on what's needed. We do also offer assembly instructions, tools for termination as well, if the customer did want to do that on their own. And then for field termination, we do also have our Econ line, which is our Easy Connect, which we didn't cover here. But those cables are actually meant for the specific purpose of being field terminated and easily replaceable.
Mm-hmm. And those run up to 18 gigahertz, those Econ cable assemblies, right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, are there any?
You brought up a real good point there, Paul, that for these RF cable assemblies, we have both crimp and clamp type designs. And we will include Econ on our next one of our next technical talks that we do, which will be under the microwave cables. As Paul mentioned, that's up to 18 gigahertz for those field terminating cable connectors.
So what I basically want to get out of this is that we have a drop-in replacement for some cables that are already out in the field, and we're actually getting approximately 10% better electrical performance due to our combined technologies of the polyethylene foamed dielectric, our rotary swage center conductor, and still able to do low smoke, zero halogen in those cable assemblies. So we actually have a drop-in, better performing cable assembly that we do, and we stock these, correct?
Not for finished goods, but we do offer quick turn lines for certain configurations. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so this is a great drop-in replacement for some cable that our customers may already have and designed in. And if you're looking for just a little bit of extra phase stability and flexibility, and for indoor or outdoor applications, these seem to be a perfect fit for 6 gigahertz and under. And I know it's, I can link together the YouTube page for that explains the rotary swaging where we compress the center conductor. And I will also link the cross-reference if you need to cross-reference a cable that you're using, say an RG style cable, to one of our Enviroflex cables. It's a pretty simple tool to use, and you'll be able to get our part number and to issue a quote pretty quick. So is there anything else you guys wanted to touch on for 6 gig and under?
I think we've about covered it. Bob, any closing thoughts?
No, I think we covered most of them. Any questions that come up, obviously you could reach out to Paul and or us. And Paul, thank you very much for putting this on.
Yeah, of course,
anytime.
And yeah, I think that this this series will be pretty beneficial, and we'll be able to spread the word of Huber and Suhner a lot easier this way with your guys' help.